Good afternoon, everyone. Guess what day it is? Worship Wednesday. Our last one of the school year, too. Let that sink in for a bit. The main thing I want to talk about today is how important it is to let go. I hinted at this a little bit during my first Worship Wednesday, whenever I talked about agency. Sort of controlling the things we can control and not getting overwhelmed by the things we cannot control. For example, it is like super gloomy outside right now. I don't like gloomy weather. It sort of makes me gloomy. And that's not something I can change, right? I can't like go out and do like a rain dance or something and get the clouds to go away. But what I can do is do little things around my house. I can vacuum. I can mop. I can make my bed. I can get up in the morning. Those are all really simple things that I have control over that help me get through something that I don't have control over. Another example, and something that I continually refer to, I can't control the fact that I can't be at school with you guys. That's above my pay grade. It's not my decision to make. So I can either try to change something that I cannot change, or I can work the best with what I have. I can record these Worship Wednesday videos, and I can share them with you. So, take this sort of broad concept, and I can apply it to my relationship with you guys. So here we go. You're graduating, seniors, or you're going to graduate in a couple years, sophomores. After you graduate, the fact of the matter is, I won't see you several hours a week, 5 days a week anymore. And that's a bummer, because I legitimately love you all. I love the time I spend in the classroom. I love the time I spend building relationships with you. But the fact of the matter is, eventually, you're going to graduate. I won't spend as much time with you. I can dwell on that and just get sort of depressive and try to cling on to something that's going to go away. Or I can just realize that it's going to happen and let go. Realize that you're on to bigger and better things and that I'm not going to be your theology teacher anymore. More students are going to get in my classroom, the cycle's going to continue. And that's sort of what it means to be a high school teacher. We are in your lives for 4, usually, very important formative years. We're here to support you. We're here to love you. We're here to teach you and do all that kind of stuff. But after those 4 years are up, a good high school teacher, in a certain sense, fades into the background and doesn't take as active as a role in your lives. Sometimes, and it's a blessing whenever this happens, we form a legitimate, wonderful, and lasting friendship. That happens. Didn't happen in my case. I mean, I still talk to some of my high school teachers, but I'm not good friends with them by any means. So it's the exception to the rule. So, that sounds sort of depressing, and in a way it is, but it's the truth. I said this to the seniors in our last Zoom session. Odds are, the majority of you, I'm not going to see anymore. I'm not going to have you in class, obviously, and you're just going to sort of move on, travel away, sort of live your life. And I could either let that get me down and just try to grasp at the years we had together and try to recreate something that can never be recreated, or I can let go. And letting go is difficult, yeah, because I spend a lot of time with you guys. I invest a lot of my time, I invest a lot of my effort into not just your education, but sort of mentorship, making sure you can adult and do all that kind of stuff. And that's what I love about McGivney. It's legitimately a family. It's small enough, we all know each other, and we're able to form that community. And that makes it even harder to let go. But let go, I must. For seniors, well, I'm already in the process of letting go. For sophomores, well, you're going to be juniors next year. After that, you're seniors. After your seniors, guess what? You're going to graduate McGivney. And I won't see you anymore. Sort of sad. It's difficult to let go. But it's vitally important to let go. And this is the main point I sort of want to establish with this little Worship Wednesday talk. My favorite saint, founder of the Jesuits, St. Ignatius of Loyola, has this beautiful concept in his spirituality. In the Spanish, it's indiferencia, which loosely translates to indifference in English. But don't confuse indifference, because we have like a negative connotation with it here in English, where indifferent just means you're sort of like meh about something. There's like no feeling about it and you're just sort of bored with it. In St. Ignatius of Loyola's sense, indifferencia was realizing the struggle we have to let go, but letting go anyway. Because the fact of the matter is, on this side of heaven, everything in the world is passing. Even our lives. Spoiler alert, right? Memento mori, remember, you will die. We're not going to last forever. Our relationships aren't going to last forever. Father McGivney Catholic High School is not going to last forever. We can't control that. That's just one of those facts of existence. But we can show agency. We can make the strong and truthful claim that God doesn't change, that God is there for us regardless of what we're going through. And in a very nice way, this last Worship Wednesday talk I'm sharing with you on the coronavirus pandemic, it really mirrors the first one I shared with you. This idea of an unchanging, ever-loving God. And whenever we practice indifferencia in the proper sense, we're able to let go of the things in this world that are passing, that aren't going to satisfy us, and we're able to cling ever more tightly to God, who does fulfill us, who does sustain us. So, that's the point of my last Worship Wednesday talk with you guys. Show indifferencia. Let go of the things you can't control so that you can all the more effectively cling tightly to God. And, as always, I have a song I want to share with you. Sophomores, I think this is one of the first songs I shared with you. It's Audrey Assad. And it's a beautiful song about letting go so that we can love God more authentically and ever more truly. So, I want to close this Worship Wednesday talk, the last one of the year, the last one with my seniors, with my favorite passage from St. John's Gospel. This is the Last Supper narrative. So this is Jesus' last lecture, in a sense, with his disciples before his passion. So, here it is. John chapter 17, verse 6. Here's Jesus talking to his disciples. I have manifested your name to the men whom you gave me out of the world. They were yours, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know that everything that you have given me is from you. For I have given them the words which you gave me, and they have received them and know in truth that I came from you, and they have believed that you sent me. I am praying for them. I am not praying for the world, but for those whom you have given me, for they are yours. All mine are yours, and yours are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, even as we are one. Substitute disciples, them, for you. Because how Jesus feels in this passage from John's Gospel is how I feel about you guys. Your parents have given McGivney sort of the great honor, the great prestige, the great responsibility to take care of their most beloved things on earth, their children. You're not ours, but you're entrusted to us. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, I'll just close with this. I love you guys. And go ahead and read chapter 17 of John's Gospel. It's beautiful, and it's how I feel about each and every one of you guys. I love you. Sophomores, I'll see you next year. Seniors, if God wills it, stay in touch. I'm not going anywhere.